So the work never stops. And that's what people don't get. I've been doing the work long and I've been a rapper, so I'm not gonna stop. I've been seeing you do the work in 20 years of culmination 20 years. You didn't just I love the breakfast club, the hottest thing I'm on, and now all of a sudden I feel guilty I'm so work. You've been working the entire way through. I mean, all I know is service because that's how my grandmother was. That's how my father was. That's how my mother was. And service to me is something as simple as, hey, baby, you want to eat? Yeah. You know what I mean? You in my grandmother's yard, and you play, my grandmother gonna call you in the house and fix you a plate. My dad, he had a fish market, growing up back in the day. He always had like a little juke joint where he would, get something all and stuff like that. So he would always make sure everybody had a drink in their hand, everybody had some food. So to me, that's being of service, right? Like go cut the old elderly person's yard. You know what I mean? If Thanksgiving's around, make sure that they got a turkey or something. Like that's just what I always do. And growing up, I didn't even know what philanthropy was. I used to see that word all the time. Yeah, I felt it with the first few times. But it just made sense to me when you study things like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when you see the community that Bobby Garvey was trying to build, like that takes capital. So Jay-Z said it, man. The best way to help the poor is not to be one of them. Your whole get me the other day, and he hit me with the, hey man, because Google is my friend, and Google gets pissed when he sees people slander me, people slander you. And Google's like, yo, I just want to go and play Google. It ain't nothing. I say, people hit me, man, you see this? I say, why would I see it? I have no interest in the guy's opinion of me. But James hit me just like, hey, man, I'm just, man, how do you deal with this shit? Like, I gotta get this amount of it. And you just be quiet. He said, history. You know what I mean? How do you, but in terms of, it's just funny because that's what I do. I do the same thing. How do you deal with this? And I remember he gave me a great piece of advice one time. He said, look, man, he said, if somebody said to you, you're going to have all the success that you currently have, and you're gonna have more. Yeah. And you're going to be able to, feed your family and help people the way that you want to help people. But the only thing you got to deal with is criticism and niggas lying on you. You would take that deal nine out of 10 every time. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is so simple, but it actually puts things in perspective. Yeah, God gives you what you ask for. Absolutely. What they say, if you ask God to be strong, He's not going to just make you strong. That's right. He's going to give you an environment in which you have to become strong. That's right. It's funny because Holmes gave me some advice that my therapist did. My therapist said, it's true to Elliot Connie. Elliot said, you cannot have your success without having your problems. Speaking of success and problems, I've seen you grow as a business person. An example of me. We have a mutual friend, Lil Duval. Look, shout out, man. I don't know, bro be on fucking this. Yeah. Bro is not going to argue. He think we ridiculous. Yeah. He think we are ridiculous. He think that he's like, I don't know why y'all be talking that politics shit. I don't know why y'all want to be involved in that shit. I got all these acres over here, but when they get tired of y'all niggas, y'all family gonna get flipped in chapter like that's all. But I've seen you as a businessman grow business and not just for your own self-worth. I've seen you give other people opportunities through media, through giving people opportunities through, people might think crystals ain't a big deal. But when you're a high school kid and you can buy $100 slab or sell a field, or you can go work a few hours with people y'all go to high school with last and joke and y'all get a check every 2 weeks. Sometimes that check is gonna be the better option. It's gonna buy you first little boost, it's gonna give you the proven that when they brought the job program back in Atlanta, shout out to me and Andre Dickens for doing that. Shout out to Washington D.C.'s mayor for bringing this job program back. They see a fall in crime. Where jobs go up for kids in high school, crime seems to fall because they don't have distractions of being bored and not having anything to do. What besides your father, I've heard that sort of time, but you're being dead set and determined to be an entrepreneur, and not in a self-satisfying way, but in a way that gives people opportunities. What are the advantages? Because we both talked to John O'Brien. What are the advantages? And Young says this, capitalism is the worst form of economy that exists, except for every other form of economy. What gives you the fortitude to say, now I'm going to engage in capitalism and win in such a way that gives other people options? Well, number one, we're in America, so there's really no other option, right? Like there's really no other option. You're either going to participate in the system or you're not. I'll be a victim of it. But watching my father have a fish market back in the day, watching my father sell dope. You know what I mean? Watching all the entrepreneurs around me who, would do things with their money when it was illegal money.
bro.
Absolute
Love that.
warrior. She reminds me so much of the fearless women that my grandmother was talk about. Fannie Lou Hamer in terms of her defense of black people in particular. You look at people like, to me, used to be the leader of the progressive movement, things with Nina Turner. Nina down the other day, she's absolutely amazing.
I met both of them because of you.
Yeah.
I met both of them because of you because,
Talk about it.
Bernie Sanders back in 2016. That's so funny. Our first political interview ever on Breakfast Club was Bakari Stubbs, right? Bakari South Carolina, he was running for lieutenant governor in 2014. And Bakari had such a bump from doing Breakfast Club that he just started telling everybody. So it started kind of making ripples through the Democratic Party. And then Bernie Sanders at the time was surrounded by Damone Sanders, Nina Turner, and Tesla Figueroa. You was sitting by him and standing next to him. And I'm like, oh. So the first time we ever interviewed a politician of that stature, I forgot where y'all was at when we drove there. I think y'all might have been at Columbia or somewhere. Yeah. And you were in Charlotte. So the whole Breakfast Club group from Charlotte to Columbia to sit down with you and Bernie Sanders. And it was so interesting to me, man, because if you ask me, you are the person who put Bernie Sanders on a national level. And I think we failed Bernie Sanders tremendously by not, getting behind him. And the only reason I didn't get behind him the way that I wanted to is because people told me he couldn't win. Yeah. That's literally it. Like the only person that believed him in that way was you and Nina Turner. Yeah. And so,
and people still want to make us suffer for that to this day. I believe she should have a national presence.
Oh, absolutely.
She should literally be the leader of the National Progressive Party.
Absolutely.
Not. And Tesla has said it, and Tesla to the point she beats with those she murders. So sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like she should be even on tour.
And I love the beauty that came out of that situation. Both those relationships. Meeting those two stars. I launched the Black Effect Podcast Network. That was a no-brainer. Stan, you want a podcast? Nina, you want a podcast? Yeah. Was able to put some money in their pocket, and we was off to the races. So it's just like, to me, that's what this is about. Like when you meet those divine connections and you meet certain people, it ain't about, okay, me and Mike got a relationship. Mike like, look, you need to know this person, and you need to know that person. That's how I even approach business. It's the same exact thing. To me, that's what it's about. When you open up a business, when you're able to, like when I can start something like the Black Effect, start something like, the company me and Kevin Hart got, SBA Productions, where we do audio scripted content. All of these great creatives, all of these people who I know got something to say, got stories that didn't want to be told, but for whatever reason, the industry don't see the vision. Yeah. We see it because we black and we come from these areas and we know these people and we know how these stories will resonate.
That's what I mean. You're so generous with your sharing of opportunity. When you look at Black Effect, John O'Brien did a great job of podcasting. Getting with you, to me, finds to sharpen. Like you guys have done an even better job.
Yeah, he's on our board too.
Yeah, there's certain people that, and what I would like to black people start to see is there is, and I think what I see in the white business community is they get there's more than enough. There's more than enough for even your competitors in that space. I looked at a story of McDonald's and Burger King, how they literally think competition do it their whole life. They use each other to compete, but the competition makes everything work. I remember reading about the guy who was trying to grow that Stop that stuff. He said, I just need like a 2 or 3% market share growth that'll equal these many businesses. Like, God damn, they come out 2 or 3%. I remember when Jay-Z started talking about what's 1, 2%, when we started talking about billions and trillions, it can transform the whole community.
You damn right.
And if we don't start to get that understanding, then we continue to just pull each other down versus pushing someone over the ledge and then them helping to pull the next person.
Man, that what you just said is everything, right? Like when you talk about those percentages, like right now they want to put this casino, Caesar Palace Casino in Times Square, right? Rock Nation is proposing 0.5% in perpetuity to communities around that area. So like Manhattan Plaza and all of the communities around that. And you might look and be like 0.5%. Man, if the numbers are correct and this business is going to be generating $2 to $3 billion a year, millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars every year forever. For these communities that don't have anybody pouring into them like that.
That changes public schools.
That's right.
That changes the ability for transportation and jobs. That changes what the dirt is worth.
That's right.
And people often say, man, I think people have this romanticized view of radicalism. The people that are on your YouTube channel shouting down black capitalism are capitalists.
That's right.
But they only give a fuck about them. They nappy head ass wife and children. I love my nappy head ass wife and children. But man, I would love for a bunch of nappy head wives and children to be there.
That's right.
I would love. I tell people I don't own shit. The building I'm sitting in is the only thing my name on.
My thing is, what have you done? That's the only thing that bothers me about any of those people with so much criticism.
I'm not mad at you doing something. I'm just saying what you learn when you get around some other people is if you scale up what you're doing, then man, you could be, everyone likes to play football. Everyone likes to play basketball, baseball. But if you start at MLB, if you start at NBA, if you start at NFL, man, how can you affect? I talked to Stan Reed and I was like, I was one of the people like, man, you got Braves get out of Atlanta. The Braves transformed Cobb County. But Cobb County was the town on being busted. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese at 17 years old. Oh man, Cobb County pulled our black ass over, pulled our black asses out the car, and searched us like we were hardened criminals. And I literally look at the cop like, I'm like, we kids. We going to Chuck E. Cheese to work. And the cop got so embarrassed, his face turned red, and they let us go. That was Cobb County then. Fast forward to when Big Boys invited us for the World Series celebration after they won. I see a black cop with dreadlocks, and he still on my face. He looked at me and said, yeah, Mike, they hire us up there now. And I said, and that's exactly what I said. I said, damn. He said, yeah, he said, more than force looks like us. The chairperson of the person was and as a black woman. And
Now it's under the Braves?
just right. By moving the brakes, because what you do is you move money in the place. You can't stay the same southerly race place.
That's right.
Because now the Braves are there. And the Braves have this land, Braves have these restaurants, Braves have this real estate where you don't have to say we need diversity, equity, and inclusion because you need people to work there. The people who work there 14 miles south are black and Latino. So now you gotta hire those people. The East Cobb County is capital of baseball in all of Georgia. So they get attention that they get the scoreboard. They don't have to drive to the city like near Fort scare them. And in return, we get over $40 million a year. Now, just in terms of what people get in terms of base salaries and stuff, in terms of working restaurants, and you get a transformation of the police force and the culture of Cobb County. Money can work for you as a tool or against you. And if we keep acting like we're afraid to make a lot of it and empower other people, all we're going to have is a bunch of complainers who are monetizing their money through media. Because it's white media, none of them on. Like, my thing is, if you complaining about me on fan base, I would sue you.
That's right.
You're not even on fan base complaining about me. You ain't no black fan. Nigga, you on YouTube.
Yeah, you on YouTube talking about you independent.
Yeah.
You on the paper platform.
You could be satisfied, billionaire, I'm in Jersey, I got my kids, I work at South Carolina, you could have a network for others to grow. And I don't think people understand, because I didn't understand if I got no room, the opportunity that you can provide. I woke up this morning to the 23 black
have these conversations about even what it is that we're building, when we say words like capitalism, or you talk money, people be like, oh, they shrug their shoulders out, they frown their faces up. You got to just talk about the job.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is a business like a Crystal's in Orangeburg, South Carolina. That's gonna provide 40 jobs. Yeah. A Crystal in Walterboro is gonna provide 40 jobs. Black Effect Podcast Network. We got a staff of 17 people. Yeah. My good sister Sally Bishop is the president of the network. That's right. She's the reason it's successful. We got a board, right? People like John O'Brien are on the board. Kevin Hart got SBH Productions. We got a whole staff that works for SBH Productions.
And you just counting my head, you're short right now, 70.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, between SBH Productions, between my book imprint with Simon & Schuster, between Black Effect Podcast Network, between, Crystals. Well, because Crystals alone is 80 people.
You're bad.
I was actually more.
I look at people attack fans like my brother T.I. and I say, man, this I've seen this brother who could not, he don't even have to tell. Now I've seen him tell. I've seen him tell and I've seen him share. I've seen.
But you just know about you and Tiff, both of y'all at one point. I remember you said it was the year you won the Grammy. I remember we were sitting in the studio. It was February of 2024. No, 23. When you won the Grammy? 24. 23. February 2023. We sitting in the studio. You played Michael for me. I said, man, Mike, you going to Grammy for this? And I said, no, it was 24. It was 24 because it was election time was coming up. And you said, but I ain't doing nothing with focus on the music. I ain't fucking with none of this political shit. I ain't doing none of that. I'm gonna just focus on this music. I'm tired of these motherfuckers kicking my ass. Same thing with Tip. Tip was like, I'm gonna go buy this. I got this plaza over here. I'm opening up this apartment complex.
140 cars.
I learned my lesson trying to help these stupid ass motherfuckers with this politics.
And we talk, and we always end up that help.
But no, but y'all still help the community.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We always
You know what I mean?
that
Regardless.
That's what I mean, the community. More so than even the politicians. But Tip built, for all the criticism they give him, he built 140 some affordable housing. And bought the old Kmart on Bankhead.
Like, talk shit if you're doing more than these people. That's it. Don't kick these people back in if you're not doing more than this.
You know what's crazy? The white boy that critical teaching and criticize, he came to apologize to him. And I said, well, damn, it's not even the Republicans. I said, come to Atlanta. Let me take you around Atlanta so you can see why the importance. Because if BlackRock and what's Warren Buffett Berkshire Hathaway, if they own all the rental housing, then what happens is they control the market. If you don't have small and medium business people from an active community, like Rockland Sante said, don't gentrify, re-gentrify. You don't have people like us re-gentrifying.
That's right.
To be the business owners like your father was. You don't get. We haven't raised rent since COVID. Ain't no business raise any of our rent. She just won't. She's just like, no, this my mother. She's like, I'm not gonna do this. She's like, it is what it is. One day against people, not say people ain't got jobs. And I'm just like, God damn. Not that I want to raise, but I'm just like, shit.
Man, I'm looking to do something like that right now. I grew up in a trailer. Right? I grew up in a single wide trailer until my daddy had built my mom a ranch style home.
Yeah.
But I want to buy a mobile home trailer park in South Carolina, and I want to keep the rent at like $1,500. You know what I mean? And I know it's something that you probably lose money on, but it ain't gonna kill me. But to have like 16 people living in these trailers and only gotta pay $1,500 a month, that's
what's gonna allow you to accrue and save. Like right now, Kenny was looking at the same thing. She was like, all right, so you're gonna have some rent. How can we put the rent at a place where people can accrue and save money and incentivize them? So part of your rent will be accredited for savings. Have to do a financial literacy that'll allow you and line you up with the houses. I mean, we just got to be more creative. I mean, and I'm not saying because the system is not fair, but if we cooperate and we collaborate, we can overcome the system.
There's small things, right? Like I own there's a building I own in Moss Point, South Carolina, and I lease had commissioned somebody else to do it, but now he does the lawn care service at this building I own. It's things like that that constantly help you to provide opportunity for other people, man. It's like it's an ecosystem that you create just by doing something about buying one building.
I got to introduce you to this young man because he wants to go on the broadcast. And his father is a sheriff in Atlanta. He's a neighbor of Swift, but his father has a lawn care service that he participates in too. And Shayna and I use him for our buildings and stuff. If that man is a broke sheriff, he's gonna go to jail a lot mad. But if that man has a job that lawn care on the side business, he's gonna be in a little more hospitable mood.
That's right.
And we use him. And talking about sheriff, I've gotten flack for my father formerly being a police officer. My cousin, I have a cousin in front of me. He's another cousin that started on Atlanta SWAT team, and I've not always had the best relationship with police because just like every other black kid, you know what I mean? You get accused of shit you've been doing. You do some punk ass shit. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. But I don't feel like I'm gonna die every traffic stop here. What is the criminal justice landscape 2025 and forward? What must we do? I think we need to end privatized and centralized prison. I think when you start talking about places like Florida, Minnesota, South Florida, you start talking about thousands of black men there. Those black men get counted on the census, yet they have no vote. So you can count me on your census, yet I have no vote. So these towns have an incentive to not only make sure you get there, but keep your ass there when you get there. What's criminal justice like? We're going in to look at people to vote for or vote against. In your opinion, as a person who had experience with the criminal justice system, what do we need to be looking for as black voters? Who do we need to be pushing for? What do we need to push for? Not who is our personality, but what type of politician should we be looking for?
I don't want to talk to no politician who's talking to me about criminal justice reform. I want to talk to people who's talking to me about how to reform criminals, or even better, how to keep people from being criminals in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, when you have somebody like, like I hear him talk in New York on Mondani, right? He talks about affordability, right? And he talks about the fact that, in these neighborhoods, we need resources. Like when they have the conversation about defunding the police. Defunding the police don't mean that you're just trying to take money out of the police, officers' pockets. It means that you just want to take some of that money that's going to these, police departments and put it back into the community. You want to be able to send kids to trade school. You want to be able to provide mental health resources for people. You want to be able to provide better schools for individuals. Who's done that? I haven't seen anybody make an investment into our community, like get to the root of the problem, get to the root of the issue. Like it's after you already in handcuffs and you're in front of the judge. Yeah, you want everything to be fair, but let's prevent people from getting in the handcuffs in the first place. And the only way you do that is by providing them opportunity. So if you're not talking like that, I have no interest in hearing anything you got to say.
And if you get a 2 to 5 year sentence, imagine like some of the European countries that send in. First of all, some of the European countries, their jail cells look like dorm rooms, so they're not acting as down. Beyond their jail cells look like dorm rooms, they go in and they come out better in terms of trades and education. We can take young men that are being in that stay in Georgia. You can take a young man that has a 2 year sentence, and within 18 months, you get a barber's license, you get an electrician's license, plumber's license. Why aren't we fixing our prisons to fix people?
I agree, but I want to keep them from even getting to prison in the first place by implementing those things while he's still on the street. Yes, so they don't even get to a life of crime. I like what you did in Georgia. Like that's something that people don't know that you and Brian Kemp did as far as trade. Talk about that. Talk about that because trade school is major.
So Governor Kemp will sign the law to bring back the Hope Scholarship, which would essentially help AB students, even some marginalized students that are about the average kids, the average that can go to college free. I feel based on conversations, me pushing to get asked all about it. I'm texting the governor at 3 in the morning. What do you think about this? He put me in touch with the persons over trade here, and the governor also had the person here. And I just, he was a Republican governor that was brave enough to push back against Trump and not fold. He was a Republican governor that was moderate enough to understand the importance of trade. Therefore, add that to the deal where not only if you're a, B student in high school here, not only can you go to Kennesaw State and stuff, you can go to Atlanta area tech, Atlanta Metropolitan, go to youth college, and you can pick up a trade. And after 16, 24 months, you come out making money to support a family. I honestly thought, and I said this is what killed me about what racism. People are angry at me about it, but if you're a girl in high school, you get pregnant. My mother was pregnant when she was 16 years old, especially because it was high school. Yeah, yeah, her mother was a virgin. She didn't eat stuff, but she had all these other options. My dad had my dad had a bullshit job, and so his aunt came home. His aunt, who was a Panther, came home and said, "City of Atlanta, hire you need to go find you a peace officer, right?" My dad never had the option of them saying, "Hey, young man, this woman is in this going to be on the WIC program. Um, the first 2 years of the program, you will not be charged child support under the mandate you have to go trade school." Imagine how life is vastly different. If you said, if a young woman gets pregnant, the young man that gets her pregnant, instead of paying child support or being charged child support against whatever week, he has the option to go to trade school. That's right. You start to graduate tradesmen who then have more than the city, because most time young couples break up because it's a bad advice from dads and uncles not having more longer, or it's the advice of not, or it's the lack of economics and that stress causes that empire. Imagine that when you get pregnant, if you guys go straight to you guys get married, there's even more reduction in incentive. You look at places like Libya, we killed Muammar Gaddafi. I don't know about the but we killed him because they had all that gold. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to unionize the African dollars. They got currency. Yeah, but you have the opportunity. You get married there, you get given a house, and you do these other things. If the government incentive to grow families, we have to bring that back. And the Nation of Islam is one of the organizations that keeps that type of order there. Yeah, the government did do that. And you go on the credit, they don't say, "Mike, well, your government did this to you, your relationship that." So I don't understand what we really want sometimes.
And but also too, and
I'm glad we just want to be a good dog for our master.
I think people want to be a good dog for their masters, and by the way, I don't even know if they care about having masters. They just want to bite. They want to bite those of us that are actually out there trying to help. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think people get it, man. Like I remember one time, Mike, you told me one time, and I'll never forget this. And I want to say this on this show since we're talking. You said to me, "Hey, man, I appreciate y'all out here, pushing for Vice President Kamala Harris to be the VP, but don't push for that woman to be the VP." I said, "Why, Mike?" You said, "Because, man, she gonna get in that office. President Biden ain't gonna do shit, and she gonna get all the blame." You was 100% right, and I'm gonna say something else. When Vice President Kamala Harris ran, one of the first people to reach out to me that helped her was Michael Rimmer. Absolutely. Killer Mike. Absolutely. So I don't, but for everybody out there that thinks, Mike is some national leader, whether he was one of the first people that was like, "Yo, I want to help her. She needs to be down. You had a whole plan for her. She needs to be down here knocking on doors." Yeah. I forgot what you said. You said you wanted it to be a food spot. Yeah. And you was gonna take her.
I would love to have gotten her in Savannah. I would love to have gotten her in Macon. I would love to have gotten her up and down that Thanksgiving strip. I would love to have gotten her in the west side of Georgia. I'm gonna tell you one of those genius things and evil things I saw Donald Trump do. When he turned himself in the right city. And this one I knew was a black girl who used to pay up. She was a step. He shouted out Washington Park, but luck, Simpson Road.
And that was the stipulated on the Waffle House. Is that stipulated?
Damn. Because if we would have gotten Kamala in that neighborhood, she won, but we have higher turnout. And poor black people don't need to feel ignored. So just, those folks out there, I appreciate all the work you do.
I say that, my brother.
And I appreciate being appreciated, but as long as we're gonna be confused, just know that I tried my best to do my best for the best reason. I don't
But there's some things people need to know, like that Kamala story. Some people need to know because it's not like, I'm connecting the dots. Mike, talk to this person, talk to that person.
They don't.
But for whatever reason, they don't want to do it. That's what I'm saying.
And then media, culture, politics. I'm not gonna hold you a lot long because I know we've been there on an hour. But I feel like media, culture, politics. I feel like rappers 40 years ago understood how important they were. Just be used effectively. Ice Cube used effectively. KRS-One used effectively. We seem to be very ineffective in terms of the MC today. How important? Not is radically important. What can we do to sharpen our lives in terms of media, culture, and politics?
I think you're doing it. I think, we're just looking at it to come through the music.
Yeah.
But I don't think it necessarily comes through the music. think it comes through platforms like Conversating with Killer Mike, watching Killer Mike on a Bill Maher, listening to a David Banner interview, you know what I mean? Like I think it comes in different ways now. And I mean everything is hip hop culture. Hip hop isn't even just necessarily the rappers.
Yeah.
I always say I give Angela Rye a lot of credit, just like a Cedric Figaro, because they speak the language. Like they'll go on these platforms and be quoting rappers.
Yeah, shout out to Andy. Shout out to the fans who just did it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's to me that is hip hop. Yeah. I think a lot of times we're looking at it to come only from the artist and to come only through the music. But I think it's coming from so many different ways.
And let me get David Diamond his props. Man, I love that brother, man. I feel like we damn near don't deserve somebody that good. He's David Diamond. He is one of the most loud, bold, brave, unspoken sons of guns I've seen ever created. He is Mississippian-like and just brave.
That's right.
And I think that I don't want to wait for him to die and tell him I love him.
I love David Banner too.
And I think and I look at you as a fearless leader. Me, him, and Tip made a pact years ago to just never talk up against each other. We have something to say, we take each other when we speak about it. But I think more black men need to make a pact with one another.
I agree. Like they say, a man that can master his tongue, his dick, and his stomach.
Yeah.
Is a dangerous man.
I'm
master too. I'm 85 pounds. I'm working on the tongue.
Hey man, I love you. Yes, I love you too. And you are truly a leader, and you are one of the most dynamic journalists we have. And I appreciate you. And DJ, wherever you at, I love you.
Man, but think about that. No, that's a good. I know you got to wrap up. But that's what you just said. That conversation that you and Envy had on the Breakfast Club years ago, about public school versus private school, it still goes viral right now to this day.
And people need to, I love it. Like I really do. What I'm seeing him do in terms of be a father, be a husband.
He's a great dude,
to be a business person and to stick by him more than heavily, man. You're constantly there.
But that conversation goes viral not because it was conflict, even though it's two black men going back and forth, black and Dominican, but it went viral because of the substance of the conversation.
Yes.
And it causes a debate every time it goes viral in public school and private school. That's hip hop.
And it's all the
You know what I'm saying? But that's hip hop. But it's not always going to come through the music.
No,
It's going to come through people from hip hop culture just having, authentic conversations about what's going on in our community.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, brother.
I love you too, man. Killer Mike, one of my top 5 favorite rappers, one of my top 5 favorite people. Can I ask one question before I go to today? You can do whatever you want. Because I was in the barbershop this morning, speaking to my guy Ty. I'm in the barbershop in Jersey. And he's like, what you doing this week? I said, I got to go to Atlanta. Ty been my barber for like 15 years.
I have a product on that to your right.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be in Atlanta. And I think I'm going to see my man Mike this weekend. I'm doing Invest Fest. He was like, oh, shit, man, you heard that Two Smoke Dizzer with Killer Mike? The generational papers? I said, no, I haven't heard it. He put it on for me. And so we in the barbershop, and I'm like, damn. And my barber comes in, he goes, Rico charges to new slavery. I said, when I see Mike, I need him to expound on that line for me.
I mean, I don't remember the first thing.
You said, I'm paraphrasing, but you basically said, they give my people Rico, that's the new slavery.
Yeah, it is. Look, Rico started for the mafia and actually organized crime. Black people are great at being bad at crime. We're terrific at being bad at crime. We can't even organize a good back to school giveaway, so we definitely not good at organized crime. But the RICO laws have allowed people to lock us up in mass, and slavery is illegal in the United States except for
13th Amendment.
13th Amendment.
That's right.
And if you have not paid that attention, then you will effective government at every single corner. We have to make sure the state fears us and not the other way around. And if we don't, we're just giving ourselves and being beholden to masters all over.
Conversation with Killer Mike, yo.
Love you,
Yeah, love you too, G.
My name's Michael Lim, they call me Killer Mike, and this is Conversation. I just want to conversate. Conversation out to the work. But I encourage what's that? I want to encourage thought. I want to conversate. I want to have discussions with you that I may not agree with, or that I may not understand and try to gain perspective. I think we all should be doing it. We all should be in talk. You know, we all should be in a conversation, talking. That's what's keep organized and mobilized, that revolutionize this change. I believe in the power of conversation. I believe in conversation. So I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk, and I'm here to listen and learn. I'm here to have people impress upon me different ways. My thoughts and sound. I believe in thoughts and sound. Versus rapping. I'm a rapper. I rap any before rappers rap any for money. I want to exchange some respect with one another. You know, we're gonna conversate. Go check it out. Conversation. Killer Mike. Hey y'all got a question for my crew? You want to talk to me, Bear, Swift, or anybody who's asking something? I want you to come check us out at conversationkillermike@gmail.com. Send your questions in, send your thoughts and concerns. Just Kenny, how you feel about the world? Kenny, are you on social media? Kenny, what do you do? You got that ain't no one, but the one I got. I don't really have to listen to BLM. Go about my business.
He gives like that energy.
You got the fucking D Edwards. We're gonna excite you right now. We're like, yo. So, you know, you tell everybody, where can they find you at? Yo, his motherfucker said, yo, guys, Steve Edwards, you can find me, SteveEdwardsComedy.net. I said, no one is gonna look for me. Fuck it.
And you know, so when the cats go like this, man, what you doing? I go like this. And so, this is where I brought my cat, line, what have you. So I said, right? He go like this. You ain't on Tubi. Why would I lie? Yeah, if you gonna lie up. So I got several projects.
You are Tubi.
Yeah, I'm Tubi. So the project Bottom Bitch is actually the most popular on Tubi. So we got several projects. It's on among these, and Rob Stapleton shot something. The stuff you don't want the credit for, but he'll get the credit. He directed the stuff. Rob Stapleton.
Called The Stuff.
It's called The Stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah. So it's a couple of things. So the most recent is Bottom Bitch Tubi. Because a lot of cats don't think like I started as an actor before. I was really doing theater before that.
Was that it? That the stuff?
No, that's not.
Yeah, I don't think Rob Stapleton was on that one. I know it. I was like, what?
Because I made the feed in it. It's like, let me see.
Like, wow, that's very eclectic of Rob Stapleton.
No.
So,
Classic cult horror film, but I think this is the one you were talking about. Let's see. Okay, that's it.
Dave,
yeah, that looks like Rob Stapleton shit.
can you pull up Bottom Bitch?
Is that Robert Harrison song?
No, that's so you know what's so funny? You said Arnett J. Arnett J was in that.
What did he play?
He actually the most. If you ever look at this, no. He was.
Y'all still don't see like that.
He
So it's what is it about? What is it about?
Oh, you made it like coffee and shit.
So it's a ton for it. It's
Okay.
about the story. Yes, that's why. Yeah. So it's a story.
You thinking bottom like the gate?
Yeah, I was thinking gay shit. I was thinking bottom there. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why it's like, I know this thing. We're gonna, but like, bottom.
This is a nine-part podcast. This is a nine-part podcast.
Taking control of your career is power. Just don't tell my boss I said that. Building a career isn't just about a job. It's about creating a path that impacts our community and future generations. Whether you're starting out or making big moves, State Farm is here to support you. With resources to help protect what you're working hard to achieve, they've got your back every step of the way. Because, like your neighbor, State Farm is there. Find out more at statefarm.com.
Up, down, 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 up, down, down, down.
What the hell is that song saying? Uptown,
Uptown, down.
And then what they say after that?
I know him.
What did he say?
Uptown, downtown, he be twerking everywhere.
Yeah, but then it's uptown, downtown,
Then he-
uptown, downtown. Fucking after that. I don't know what that part is saying.
I be fucking everywhere.
Oh, I be fucking everywhere. Thank you.
I can
Yeah,
change it to twerking.
thank you. Oh,
3 minutes.
thank you. Hey, but the way you remix that song was genius, though. Hey, darling. Like,
Appreciate that.
play it. That's what it's called. Twerk now. She said twerk now.
Twerk now.
Oh, let's listen to it. You ain't had to pay nobody either, huh?
I did, but I
You
didn't.
did?
I did, but I didn't.
You did. You did out of
I did, but I didn't.
budget. Never mind. All right.
Yeah.
Got it right now? No, nope. Yeah.
All right. Yep.
That was I wonder how that motherfucker would cook that. How you cook it up? Would you? Oh, yeah.
Well,
Cause that's the
you know, when you broke, you know,
you creative
you want to fix it. And I was like, Lord, I need a song that can fix this. And he gave it to me. And that's what happened. And I just started freestyling in the studio. I told my producer to play the keys and, you know.
Did they have a beat first?
No, I had heard the song the day before we had a family get together. I got on the plan. And I was like, ooh, remix this. So the next day we went to the studio and I was actually writing it for somebody. I had seen, okay, so you remember when Nivea was on BET and they was trying to trying to revive like her career or something. It was like this reality show that she was on. I was like, I can write a song and bring her back. So it started out as like a song for her.
You like, fuck that.
And then I was like, oh, yeah.
You sounded kind of good on that bit.
Yeah. So, yeah. And my sister actually that filmed the content movies in the studio, she had passed away. God bless her. But yeah, but as soon as like, you know, like sometimes when people pass, it's like everything just instantly started going. And I was on tour, I was booked 5 times a week. And that song lasted for like 5 years. It's crazy.
I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh yeah, she can go.
Why?
Well, it just got that full sound to it, like you had it when you started rapping.
Yeah. My producer called it a Nakamichi. He called it Nakamichi, how the drums be hitting, you know what I'm saying, the bass is just knocking. So like he put his little thing on it, it's called Nakamichi.
See, this right here, in the chorus, it got the Japanese restaurant. Drops in the verse.
I got a little beat from my feet.
That's the headphone? That's what they call?
They make that's a brand.
Oh, okay.
Nah. For real. Because if it ain't, I'm finna go and turn it market. No.
You should. That's a pretty nice too.
Oh,
And not like that, everybody, you have to get locked.
not the finger.
seen that Samsung like a beach before? Not the new rich boy.
Not the beach.
Hey man, got a big old. Status goddamn Dr. Fisher's. Look here, I got hybrid.
I really was.
Got sativa.
So I ain't been smoking. I ain't been smoking or drinking. It's been a minute, and then I went pescatarian. I just went all out.
You been feeling better?
I have, but I went through withdrawals at first. I was in the game.
I stopped drinking. Fuck yeah. Withdrawal ain't no more.
Listen, food withdrawal, it's crazy. I thought I was losing it.
I'm backsliding.
For real?
Yeah. What you talking about? What you quit? It's gonna be up there saying, smoking weed. The last time I quit,
I used to tell myself I quit every day.
I did it every day.
I quit every day. But I get it. And then one day,
I was like, we have smoking this thing. No, I like to come on the show and get high because I became my friend. And the higher we get, the deeper the
I think
conversation.
like I was more addicted to like the blowing in and out. I was like, there. Yeah. I got addicted.
She looked at me. I'm on this new. Oh, you up the road? I'm on this new burger truck. I get hot easy.
You thought that?
Yeah. Motherfucking chest got warm.
Warm.
It ain't still yeah.
So you said I got hot breath.
No. I think you missed the whole thing. She got it though. She knew what I was. Stay.
Don't send me no place, don't send me that. Bad gas for the access. Do not sit on my knees and I got my access. Cash on. Me want to them call like when she got that visa. Sleep like freezer. Bella.
Why you ever sit down?
So you fuck with me and send me no cash out. Cash. How you say you fuck with me and send me no cash out?
That's why you said you told us money.
Yes.
No,
If you like me, send me some money.
no, that's for real. How much? How much?
Huh?
I'm just gonna live my life like that.
Like,
If you like me, send me some money.
it depends. Like,
It's gonna be the wrong thing.
What you mean?
like a thousand, like a thousand.
And we just met?
Yeah, like a little thousand.
Oh, turn this music off.
Turn this up.
What did I say?
Turn to the camera.
Yeah. Oh, he too little.
A little what?
He ain't got no little money. I don't know what.
She said,
I like tall.
you better be like that. I like that. A little
I like tall. So like if we just met, you know what I'm saying? But if you meet me at like Nina's or something, you know what I'm saying?
What if I can take you gas station? What about you doing what regular people do?
Well, then you just give me $1,000 worth of gas card.
What if you ran out of gas and my car worked? And I pulled over like, hey, I'm just saying, I pulled over like, hey, y'all need a ride? And you trust me, and I'll be like, yeah, we can go ahead and take right there. I still got to save you some money.
If you really like me, to see me, y'all.
You trying to fuck with our mind. Oh, God. You trying to fuck with our mind.
Y'all.
We're not falling for this shit.
No, y'all.
You don't have to convince me.
Y'all.
It's a person.
Y'all.
I can't give you the money just because I like you.
But guess
You
what?
have to have the security. I got the money.
No.
I had the money because I kept the money. I give you the money so you can spend it. No, fuck it. You're working it back up. You're circulating. It's all in every business. It's all. So long as you know I got it there, you should be good.
No. Okay. See, this is the thing.
I want
When
liquid.
women be like, oh, you got money, it's like, bro, if you don't need money, they don't need nothing. They don't got money too. They ain't gonna give you nothing. So what I'm saying is, y'all, when y'all invest in things, y'all tend to care a little bit more and treat it with a little care. You know what I'm saying? Like when men buy women moves, ass, house,
I ain't buying them.
car,
You
I'm
gotta
just
have
saying
all
with y'all too. I don't really want to let it go like that.
You can't,
Okay, I'm already invested in this girl. Like,
See, no, you gotta let it go.
huh?
You gotta let it go.
Yeah, I ain't seen that.
tennis back. Oh,
And that's
they
what
not
I'm saying.
tennis, that's
They
not.
can't repo the season.
That's what I'm saying.
So they just stay committed.
I like
You
free
know what I'm
tennis.
saying?
I want you to keep them same tennis you grew up with. I'm naturalist. I really
These
want
mine. These mine.
I bring like whatever tennis you bring. That's something I'm not.
No. This is what I'm saying, because it's like, you might not like me if I was a kid.
So you gonna show him you like him about what? Since I gotta pay some money to show you I like you. Yeah. What you gonna give me? I don't want that same pussy you been giving everybody else. You can get some new pussy.
I'm gonna okay, so I change my wigs a lot, so I could be a lot of different women. So I'm gonna give you Keisha.
No, you same thing. I ain't going for that. Just like you said, a nigga having money and not getting these man shit.
I'm a ring.
So you introduce me to all these person that no more. Don't neither one of them. Misha don't none of them want it.
I'm a cater to you.
Don't
I'm
make
a help
excuses for the other people you pretending to be. Let them be who they are.
I'm not gonna be the head.
All that for $1,000, I'll take it. See, one time to pay that though, right? No, you need to expensive.
No,
This is
it's
expensive.
like the entry level because it's like, and when I meet
Eventually,
no,
becomes smart.
yeah.